Hey friends, it's Goldi, and this is another tea talk. A topic that is a little difficult for me because I feel like it required me to really take a hard look at myself in order to make this video. It has to do with learning from mistakes. The other two tea talks deal with me having a message to my high school self, a message to my college self, but this one is about everything that I did wrong on social media. It goes into the fact that I have not grown on most of my social media platforms in terms of following wise. The engagements and stuff has gone up and down, but what really led me to make this video is just how hard like my Instagram pictures have been flopping, and really realizing like basically the era that I had my blow up is not the era that we're in now. I have worked with brands and helped them grow their socials. I've honestly given great advice to other people, but have not taken too much of my own advice. I had to really reflect on all of that. This video could benefit a couple people. One, the people in my position who continue to decline on social media and they just say, I don't know what's happening. Because I feel like I told that to myself for a long time. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. But now that I've taken a long, hard look, had some conversations with some people, really dug in, I can completely see where I've gone wrong and what I need to do to make things better. You guys are gonna join me on this journey of the self-discovery, the current emotions, and my future plans in terms of how to flip this and how to make this go in a better direction, because I do believe that it's never too late to have a comeback, and this video can benefit the people who are looking to start their social media journey, haven't necessarily had that blow up yet, but you guys will be able to learn from my personal mistakes. Again, this is a tough one. I feel my body being like just so resistant to this, but I know it's what's needed. I know I can't get to the other side without accepting where I'm at now. Nowadays, everybody gets on social media and wants to talk about growth strategy, the algorithm. It's just like such an overload of information of what to do, what not to do. I really know that I'm qualified to speak on this. I have tried a lot of things. I have been around a lot of different kinds of people and seen their strategy, seen what works, what doesn't work. It's all so clear now, but despite it being clear, I'm still in the midst of it and I'm still working out all of the kinks. So with everybody talking about growth strategies, let's do what comes before implementing the growth strategies, because I took a deep dive into my analytics the other day, one thing that I avoided for so long and I wish I knew early on was how important the analytics are. The analytics are like your guide map. They let you know when people are tuning out. Things get so specific in the analytics. I really wish I would have known how analytics worked. With social media, it's almost like trying to learn the human psyche. Slightest things can make people scroll away from your videos. And I didn't want to face when people were scrolling away, or the fact that people were scrolling away. That's what fucked me up to begin with. Not wanting to face the failures. And now here I am. Community is gonna be the most important thing when wanting to begin a career on social media. Now getting viral videos means nothing. I've gotten viral videos in the past couple years where the following is on the decline, but the viral videos have done almost nothing to my follow count. And that leads to the next thing, is having intentions. I would write my why on a whiteboard and have it up and look at it every time, and before you post a video, I would make sure that what I'm posting aligns with my why. This kind of now leads into niches, and it's the shit that people like me never want to hear, right? Niche. Something that, again, I am still figuring out. Lifestyle is simply too broad. And I know that. The reason why I'm not just making one type of video on my platform still is because I'm in my rediscovery phase, and I need to see what I actually enjoy doing, what I actually enjoy to continuously create over and over and over again. Because if you want to grow your socials, you need that, what Coco Moco calls the Blues Clues effect. You need to allow people to describe you without saying your name, and that is going to require you to do the same thing over and over again, and that is what I have had the most trouble doing. My content has dealt with beauty, a lot of like skincare and makeup, hair stuff, fashion stuff, vlogs. It's just been all over the place, and I simply did not pivot properly because I didn't take my deep dive. I didn't niche down. I didn't get more specific, and now here I am trying to refigure that out. I know that that has catered to me losing followers or not being able to grow. People want to go to your page and see that one thing that you followed, that they followed you for over and over again. And also what I mean when I say someone like me, in terms of having a hard time with the niche, I just have an interest in so many things. Even my aesthetic, like I guess for the most part it's usually kind of like a streetwear aesthetic, but I really go in and out of so many vibes that it's hard for me to put myself into a box. The thing is that you're like, again, if you want to monetize, if you want to become a social media personality, if you want to have a career from social media, you have to be in a box. Like, that doesn't mean you can't do other things, but the content has to be boxed in and packaged with the right wrapping paper and a bow on top. Are there other anomalies out there? Have people been able to do it without having a niche? Yeah, probably. There's people who blow up for whatever reason, but to blow up and to maintain, you have to have this constant thing that you do and then pivot at the proper time, always staying ahead of it. Now I can't even pinpoint what the hell I got caught up with. Maybe it was a shitty relationship, not gonna lie. It might have been a shitty relationship or trying to help everybody else before helping myself. I think I kind of lost myself trying to do all of these extra things. But what I've noticed from people who are very successful on social media is that they put themselves first. If this is the line of work that you want to get into, it will be for the most part all consuming, especially in the beginning. You might even get more consumed over time. Then there's pressure, and then you're going to see people around you growing quicker than you, maybe. Or you might grow really quick and then hit a plateau. I let it frustrate me. I stopped having fun with it. The audience is gonna notice when you're not having fun with it. You don't have to be perfect to share your experience. Like, there's all the more value when you decide to be brave and just talk about the losses, because so many people don't talk about the losses. So many people come on here and again, they're just talking about growth strategy. They're just talking about how quickly they grew. But just as many people who are growing that quickly are on the decline that quickly. And I know because I've seen it and because I've experienced it. Something that I didn't do was collaborate with the people in my realm. I feel like if you want this to be your line of work, you have to go befriend your coworkers. You have to go look at the other content that calls out to you, the things that you want to see more from people, and connect. Send them messages. Comment on their things, like their things, engage with other people's things. Like, something else that I didn't do was I didn't act on my ideas immediately. That's a big one, because if you don't act on that idea, somebody else will. And then you're gonna be like, well, I had that idea, but nobody cares. It's either you do it or you don't do it. I didn't take advantage of all the opportunities, of all the connections that I had at that time. Again, I can still reach out. I have really good relationships with people. I didn't take advantage of it. When you reach your blow up, know that there's a lot of people who will be willing to do a lot of things for you, because you will add value to them and they will add value to you. So make sure you know how to execute those ideas. Have plans. Like, let's just say you don't have these opportunities yet, right? Well, put yourself in the mindset of having them, and what would you do with them? It's like, I feel like you can't manifest the 100,000, the million, or the billion if you don't really know what you'll do with it. Especially in like manifestation terms, you gotta really like feel it in your soul before it comes to life. So if you're just starting your journey, or if you're at the place of your journey where you're on a downward decline, you have to tap back into that energy of when you had it, or what you would do when you do have it. I also didn't reuse good content because it flopped. But there's a lot of things that I feel like were really good and I should have tried in different formats, but I didn't do it. So like, let's say you spent all day capturing this content, you post it, it flops. It's not a loss. You don't have to go and redo a whole new video. You could try to use that same content and use it in different ways that can work for you. So, because you never know what can eventually hit. And I feel like I would stress myself out about getting all of this other content while I was already sitting on a lot of it that could have just been revamped. And at the end of the day, like, social media is your playground. It's where you can try a lot of different things. And I think I started to retreat inward because I was feeling a little bit of shame and embarrassment. I kept going even though I felt like I failed, but the problem there was that I couldn't like accept it. I couldn't like accept myself. I was still doing it, but I was creating out of fear. I was creating from a stress mode, and I'm still working on these things, but at least I can pinpoint them in order to work on them and move forward. Another thing that I feel like I did wrong was not sticking to a content calendar. I always said I was gonna do one, but I didn't. The reason why I feel like this is so important is because you have to see it. You have to see it before you get it done. It'll just facilitate your entire mind. The stress won't be there when you're like, I'm going to do these videos for the next month, and then you just stick to the script and you do it. Like every moment that something wouldn't hit, I try to pivot, but you have to work diligently at one thing before really being able to tell yourself like this didn't work or this isn't working. And I didn't want to admit that I gave up because I was like, well, I'm still doing it, but I wasn't doing it right. Don't continue to do things that are evidently wrong and not getting you anywhere. I think you're better off taking a step back for a couple months and re-strategizing and sticking to that, like literally being married to that strategy as a sign of believing in yourself and like pivoting every single time. Another thing that I know that I need to do is really create a mood board of what I want my content to look like, because I feel like my shit is everywhere, like same formats. You gotta let it register in people's brains. I'm not registered in anybody's brain because I was like looking through my content the other day. I like archived a ton of reels, and I think something that I was known for a lot was like having a lot of these positivity talks. I'm still doing that to this day, so that's obviously something that I do enjoy. So like that's there, but I didn't stick to it. Oh, my ear started ringing. I didn't stick to it in like one way, just something that'd be digestible. So that's what I'm trying right now. I got my tea, we're talking, I'm on this orange couch. I just talk about the things that I've learned, and that's like one aspect of it. My current trifecta on YouTube is the tea talks. I'm getting into reaction videos because I think I have great input, and the vlogs because I feel like I live a very interesting and cool life. So those are my 3 things, and eventually I'll probably be able to like get one out of there, you know, but I feel like those 3 things are something that I could work with right now, where I'm not gonna feel too boxed in and I could work diligently at. In terms of my Instagram, that's something that's still a big ass question mark for me right now. Being cute and posting pretty pictures is not working for me. Like I'm really gonna have to restudy reels. And another thing on my Instagram is that I found out it's a little fried. Like I have a ton of violations from 2020. I don't know what the fuck I was posting. Like my shit is not coming out on the explore page. It's like you have to know me to go and look at me. That's all in all, that's it. Those are the things that I did wrong. That is my insight, and now we're on the journey to get back up there. I have been working diligently here on YouTube, and I wish I could produce more, quicker, but I know I'm gonna be good. I really have this deep-rooted faith in myself, and we're all gonna be good. If you're in your flop era, if you haven't even gotten to your peak yet, if you haven't even begun the social media journey, but you're wondering what you have to look out for, these are the things. We're all gonna be good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys drop a like. We appreciate all of the support. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Those are my biggest pieces of advice, and best of luck on your social media journey. And who knows, the flop era might be what gets you to that very next level. You know, you gotta remain hopeful through the whole thing. That's one thing I can definitely say about myself, that no matter what, I've remained hopeful. But make sure you're taking a long, hard look at yourself. Make sure you're being real about where you're at, and don't be afraid of those analytics. They're there to help you. They're there to show you where exactly you're going wrong. Be so open to being wrong and to accepting where the shit just ain't hitting. Understand who you're making the videos for. You need to know exactly who you're making the videos for. That's my last little thing. You need to know who you're making your videos for. You need to know why you're making your videos. Pick your niche, stick to the one thing, and best of luck to all of us. Thank you guys, appreciate you guys, love you guys.